Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the 23 books I want to read in 2023. Before hopping too far into it, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. This is MacInnis Mama, where you will find mostly bookish content. I say mostly because sometimes I like to throw in a random gardening or lifestyle type video, and I don't want you to be alarmed if you're here just for the books. I'm sure the next video up will be a bookish one. As you can see, I have everything stacked a little precariously behind me, and as with my these books will self-destruct, I kind of had a method to my madness. All the books on this side of my stacking are books that were gifted to me, and I still haven't read. Some of them were gifted to me for Christmas that just passed, or in the last couple months. Some of them are birthday presents I bought myself, not this past birthday, but the one before that. My birthday is in January. So I should prioritize reading the books that I'm gifted, or the ones that I'm so excited for that I buy them for myself for my birthday, and I haven't done that. I then have just other books I'm really excited to get to on my TBR that I own physically, as well as some classics. So I have put all of the titles of these books into a TBR jar. If you watched my January TBR video, I will link that up in the cards if you missed it. I am drawing 2 books from my TBR jar at the start of each game, and I must read them, or like they're a part of my monthly TBR. It's the 23 books in 2023, as well as these books will self-destruct. So hopefully I get through all of those in this next year. But I am known for rambling on and on, so let's just hop into it. I'm going to start with the classics to get those out of the way. I believe it is Maria who really wants me to read Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I read Anne of Green Gables when I was a child, but my mom found this vintage box set with 8 books. I've had this in my possession since I was a child, I believe, and I've never continued on. So for the official TBR jar, it's going to be just Anne of Green Gables. I don't consider this a series I'm in the middle of or anything, but I would like to revisit this children's classic, especially since I'm from Nova Scotia. And Anne of Green Gables, I believe, is set in PEI. And yeah. I want to watch, is it Anne with an E? Is that on Netflix? I've never watched that before, so I'd love to do that as well. The 2 other classics I would like to get to in 2023, I have Little Women by Louise May Alcott. As you can see, my copy has had some hard times. This is actually a library copy from my high school. I don't know how I have it in my possession because I certainly didn't read it in high school, nor do I remember ever taking it out. But it's rough. It looks like it has some water damage. My kids have ripped the cover over the years. But if I read it and love it, I would watch the movie, and I would probably buy like a Pretty Classics edition. I always want to buy Pretty Classics, but then I just don't want Pretty Classics to sit on my shelf unread forever. Same with Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is a classic, and I feel like I should read it, and it's not that long. Again, I got this at a free library table, and I really don't like this edition. So again, if I enjoy the story, I would buy a Pretty edition. That will be my treat to myself. This is from 1847. Wow. There are a few other classics I would like to get to that I don't own, like Pride and Prejudice, but those are the 3 that are on this TBR. Now let's hop into my gifted books. These ones. Leanne kindly gifted me Hellfire by Muriel Pomeroy off my Amazon wish list. That's always linked down below. No pressure to send me anything. Also, if you did send me something off my Christmas wish list, thank you so much. A book haul is coming. I did get it, and I will unbox it and share it on my channel in my upcoming like what I got for Christmas book haul situation. But this wasn't for Christmas, this was a while ago. This is a dark fantasy romance, very spicy and very dark, and that's all I know about it. I don't know anything about the plot. I follow, Muriel is the book daddy on Instagram, love her content, and very excited to read her book. And this is a stunning cover. I bought myself Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse for my 27th birthday, and my 29th birthday is in January. So why didn't I read this? It is a fantasy sci-fi set in the pre-Columbian Americas. I think this is more fantasy than sci-fi, though the cover just totally gives me sci-fi vibes, but I could be completely wrong. I have no idea. And again, plot-wise, don't know what this is about. But I do know it's well loved by many people, but I think that the second book was a little iffy. Another book I bought myself this past birthday, I believe, is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am not a From Blood and Ash lover, but I've heard the prequel series is even better. I liked the first book, and then it kind of went downhill for me for the From Blood and Ash books. I'm giving this a shot. I feel like I'm stuck in the I'm just going to read it anyways, not with the hype and as they're released, obviously, but I just want to know. Why, I don't know, but here we are. This is vampire-y fantasy romance. Spicy, sometimes unnecessarily so. My husband gifted me Darling Girl by Liz Michalski. This is like a thrillery Peter Pan retelling, and I'm really excited for this. I have an idea for a reading vlog with this book. Another book gifted to me by my husband is God's Grave by Jay Kristoff for our first wedding anniversary. That was a couple years ago, and I still haven't read it. I want to reread Nevernight and just binge the series. Again, I have a vlog planned for that. I just don't know when I'm fitting it in. Sometime this year for sure, because that is just silly. First year wedding anniversary, if you're doing traditional gifts, is paper, so he got me a book and he wrote in it for me. For my birthday last year, Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse sent me Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. Again, thank you, Stephanie. I thanked you a year ago, but here we are. I was supposed to read this along for her channel read along, and I just never picked it up. I was too busy with my other reads, and I am excited about this. I'm interested in the magic system in here. It's adult fantasy. It's a heist, found family. I love those types of fantasy stories, and the magic is like kind of like coding, which has me intrigued. I have a fantasy classic, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This was gifted to me. My hair is shedding everywhere, so I apologize. This was gifted to me from my grampy. He always writes in my books for me. I read this quite a few years ago. It's one of my favorites. Love, Grampy. And this was for my 27th birthday. And like I said, it's a fantasy classic. It is very short, so I should read this. I feel like this challenge is also going to help me reduce my physical TBR, which is completely out of control. Again, a birthday present from last year. Do you sense a theme? This is from my best friend Rebecca, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. To be fair, she also gifted me 2 books in the Throne of Glass series, and I did read those. But this is actually on my January TBR, so we're getting to it. This is historical fiction following Evelyn Hugo, who is Marilyn Monroe-esque while she tells her life stories about her 7 husbands, and it is a TikTok favorite. The Girl in the Tower, I'm stumbling and stuttering, by Catherine Arden. This is the second book in the Winter Night trilogy. I would like to finish the whole trilogy this winter, like in the next 3 months. And The Bear and the Nightingale I read last year, gave it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it, and then my husband gifted me the next 2 in the series, so I want to read them. They're not that long, again on my January TBR. Another gift from my grampy, this is Watching You Without Me by Lynn Cody. This is a thriller. I want to be more of a thriller girl, but I don't know. This is for my 26th birthday. So I have my 26th birthday, my 27th birthday. I'm so behind on gifts, and that is why I need this challenge. This is embarrassing to keep saying that. Okay, like I said, I keep trying to want to read thrillers because I have a good time when I do pick them up, but I'm always just more drawn to the shiny fantasy and the shiny romance, you know? So that's on there. And I have, I think, 1 or 2 other thrillers. Lastly, for gifted books on this list, I have more gifted books on my bookshelves, but that's a problem for next year, I think. I got these ones for Christmas, and I did want to leave space for choosing 3 books that I got for Christmas, so that they don't have to sit on my shelf for a full year before I read them. First, I have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This was from my dad, my stepmom, and Rachel from Raven Haired Reader, Hannah from Hannah's Recent Reads. All those ladies were reading this fall and seemed to love it, and I got very excited about it, so I put it on my Christmas wish list. Absolutely stunning. This is a YA fantasy romance. I'm obsessed with this book. I can't wait to read it. I'm not even going to wait until fall, I don't think. I hope not, because I'm just so intrigued by this. From my mom, she got me For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. I have heard that this is like ACOTAR, but maybe a bit more adult, a bit more dark. Is that correct? I'm not sure. And I also don't know if this is a series. So, oh, The Wilder Wood Book 1. So, yes. But I'm really intrigued by that synopsis. And then from one of my clients, work clients, they sent me Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm so excited. This is also on my January TBR. I told you, I'm making it a priority. We're starting off the year strong, at least. I'm very intimidated by this book, though I know I'm going to love it. I read all of Throne of Glass and ACOTAR in 2022. Loved both of those series, and now it's time. It's time to get into this big guy, and then House of Sky and Breath, and then is Crescent City 3 the next book that she's going to release? I want to be caught up. I want to be on the train with all the girls, you know? Am I making any sense? Probably not. It's 11:11 p.m. I should make a wish. And I've been up since 5 a.m. Okay. We're getting towards the end. I don't know what prompted me to put this on this list, besides that I have, like, I think the whole series, or at least a big chunk of this series, and I think someone was talking about it in a video I saw. I have quite a few paranormal romance sort of series, like older ones, on my shelves that I've been thrifting and picking up, but for some reason I chose this one. I don't have an explanation. Hunger Like No Other by Cressley Cole. I forget what the series is called. Is this like the Immortals After Dark series? I'm not entirely sure, but I do want to get to it. I just don't know why I picked that series over the other series, but here we are. Another historical fiction, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I can't even like name, I'm stumbling over my words, a title of historical fiction that I've read and loved. It's not a genre that I pick up, yet I have multiple in this genre on my TBR bookshelf. And this is the one I want to start with. I know it's a lot of people's favorites. I've heard that this book is so beautifully written, and I don't actually know anything about it, and I'm not even going to completely read the back. I'm just going to go in blind-ish. Another thriller on my list, I have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I have actually started this before and just didn't quite get into it, or chose something else to read. I would like to watch the movie after reading this. I've heard that this is one of the best thrillers, but because it's talked about a lot, I'm pretty sure I've been spoiled for this, but whatever, I'm going to read it anyways. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is kind of a placeholder for finishing all of the Shadowhunter stuff. I have so many of these books on my shelves. I've been in the middle of the series for so many years. I've read the first 3 of the Shadowhunter whatever. I can't even, like, my brain is just not working. And I need to dive into the Infernal Devices next, and I would really like to do that. I think I'm going to love this series in particular. The Mortal Instruments is what I was trying to come up with. Ooh. You guys have seen this a lot on my channel. If you are not new, Ruined by John Gwynne. I read Malice and Valor in 2022. Loved them both. This is an adult epic fantasy, grimdark, chosen one. Huge fantasy books. They're massive, they're so heavy, they're so intimidating. And yet, once I actually get going, I read them quite fast. So why am I still too scared to actually pick it up and read it? I literally don't have an explanation. And this is another one, like if this gets pulled, I read it, I'm probably just gonna put the paper back in and then like continue on, if that makes sense. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This is on so many best books of 2022 lists. Angsty romance, Gossip Girl in the UK. I've talked about this on my channel before. I'm scared and intimidated to pick this up because I want to love it like everyone else loves it so bad, and I'm worried that I won't. And lastly, I have Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. This is a standalone for now, I believe, and I had a goal last year as well to like read more Sanderson and try and catch up, and I just haven't read a lot. Though I've loved every book I have read of his. And because this is a standalone, I already own it. I have this beautiful UK edition. I would like to kind of knock this out. I think I'm really intimidated by like the Stormlight Archives, though I do own The Way of Kings because it's just such a big series that is not finished yet. So I think this is a good book to pick up next hopefully after The Hero of Ages, which I still haven't read either. But I wanted to get a Brandon Sanderson book on this list as well, so here we are. My throat is so sore. This is the third video I've filmed tonight, and like I said, I've been up since 5 a.m. and it's after 11, so I'm going to cut this video off here. I think I got through those books relatively fast, especially for me, and I like to talk, and here I am, still talking. Okay, those are the 23 books I want to read in 2023. Do you like setting a TBR like this for the year, picking books off your shelves you want to make sure you get to? I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never done this before. I don't know if this is going to be successful. I do look forward to reacting to this video at the end of 2023. I'm filming this in 2022, which is kind of strange to think about, but Happy New Year. If you made it this far. I'm realizing my brain is probably not working because I didn't eat supper. Let me know if any of these books you plan on reading in 2023. Maybe we can do some buddy reads. That would be fun, except I'm pulling these out of my TBR jar, so that might be a little tricky to organize. But anyways, give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy the chaos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!